Hi everyone.
Hi.
This is Michael and
This is Elaine.
so for the past couple of days, weeks, months, years, we've been getting questions. And it usually happens about a week out of Fashion Fights Poverty, which is this Friday, September 25th, so go buy your tickets. We always get the question, oh my god, what am I going to wear? What am I going to be seen in? What should I be photographed in? Can I buy this? Can I buy that? What are you wearing?
Right.
So we're going to give some tips and just some insight into how the two most obviously fashionable people in Fashion Fights Poverty decide on what to wear for FFP. So,
yes.
Ladies first, what I'm going to...
Did you notice that transition, ladies first? Well, what I'm
going to decide. No, I'm just kidding. So, obviously the real lady, what do you want?
Oh my gosh, I think I've gotten, I don't know how many questions so far, people asking me, what do I wear to FFP? What's appropriate, what's not? My personal process is just, okay, what is FFP's mission? Obviously, I'm part of the board, so it's important for me to make sure I represent on that day. But I also try to be interesting. I mean, my personal aesthetic is to have fun with fashion. I love fabrics. I love a lot of patterns, I love color, but I'm a huge vintage fan. I wear a lot of vintage, even in my personal life. I have African roots, so I incorporate, different little things in there on that as well. And I think the key to trying to think about what to wear to an equal and ethical event is just what's interesting, what's different, but at the same time, what's appropriate.
Right.
So,
and what we usually say is, vintage, I mean, for me personally, like Elaine, I've got a huge love for vintage. I've been shopping vintage since I was in high school.
yeah.
So most of my pieces when I go to Fashion Fights, or go to anything actually, is I usually try to incorporate styles from different eras. Right now, 80s is very big. So I'll give you,
I'm kidding.
But I will give you a little hint as to what I'm planning on wearing. I think I've been developing sort of a new wave punk sort of look. I'm kind of thinking goth with pinstripes, and I've been exploring corsets actually for the past couple months. I've been calling me like, Betty, you want me to give me a corset? I need a corset.
So can you find me a corset that would just?
Yeah. So I mean, I may end up either looking like David Bowie or Grace Jones, or neither of the two. So we'll see. But the point is, definitely have fun with it.
Yes.
What I do tell my friends though is just to play safe. Don't go the obvious. Don't do your big names. Don't go to your typical, stores. Don't go. I mean, I'm not going to name them by names, but don't go to those big splashy stores on, say, M Street or whatnot. I mean, try to go something more boutique-y. Try to go someplace a little bit more interesting and small. You want to shop locally. I think the one thing that I always try to tell my friends and tell everyone is, if you're going to choose between a big brand, a big national, international game, versus someone who is promoting a local designer or someone who has a small boutique, always support a local boutique first.
Absolutely.
Because chances are they're going to carry more interesting brands anyway. Most of those brands are going to be small mom and pop, small designers who aren't going to be sweatshop oriented. They're usually going to be more handmade anyway. And also, you're going to support local business. With the economy the way it is, I think you definitely want to support as much local business as you want. That's possible.
And frankly, look within. I mean, I have to say, even for my wedding, I had, like the day after my wedding, I took one of my mom's dresses, talking about the 80s. We're talking lace. We're talking about satin poofs up to here. And I took it to a tailor. I had them take the poof sleeves. So Dallas, that's the perfect description for it. But I took off the sleeves, I had it tailored to fit me. I actually reused the sleeves and lengthened the dress, and it was so appropriate. So think within. Yes, I think over the weekend.
I used my mother's wedding dress, for example, and I created this entire. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but in all seriousness, look within. I think I was at All Access last weekend, and this lady was wearing this really beautiful African-inspired print jacket, whatever, and she's like, oh, belonged to my mom back when she was a kid, and I've always loved it, and now I just took it and and she put a belt on it and wore it with jeans and heels, and it was fabulous.
And for those of you who attended our fashion swap earlier this summer, this is a perfect opportunity to wear the fashion swap. And, and on that, what I will say is, don't buy anything new. Go right back into your closet. What I always tell my friends too is, look into what you have already. I'm sure at one point in your life you bought something and you thought to yourself, I am never going to wear this.
Yes.
This is the place to wear it. No matter how, and what I say is, no matter what everyone else was going to think, it's really how you feel in it. Whatever's going to make you feel confident, whatever's going to make you feel sexy and awesome that day, wear that. Because you're shopping your own closet, you're recycling your own looks. And that's very FFP too.
Very FFP. And I think just one thing to think about. We are in DC, so we love safe, we love black. I'm not knocking black because I did wear black last year. I think I wore it in a rather interesting way.
Yes,
but what I will say is, let's try to stay away from the black this year.
Especially because all of our volunteers are wearing
black.
And unless you want people to be asking you for drinks or giving you their trash, I would say stay away from black.
And I think
not to say that, then again, to our volunteers, wear black but wear with pride.
Exactly, and just infuse something in there. But even on the note of black, I think on a bigger level for what we believe in FFP is DC has such stereotypes about not being fashionable, about wearing the same old boring corporate looking outfits and having the same old uniform, if you will, to events like this. And what we like to say, being that, you know, fashion is fighting poverty and that's who we are, is no, DC has an interesting side, it has a fashionable side, and we want people to express that at FFP. So please, think outside the box and have fun.
Yeah, definitely. Have fun. That's what FFP is. FFP is many, many things, but above all, it's fun.
It's fun. So, see you there.
See you Friday, 7th. Buy your tickets.
Buy your tickets.
www.fashionfightspoverty.org. Buy your tickets today. Thank you. See you then.